GMGM crypto AI news and analysis here, December 27th. But let's just first start off, get on with the price action here. So if we look at the Virtuals ecosystem, which is the ecosystem I'm focusing on mainly, Virtuals is pretty much up only on the day. If we look at the chart, pretty much up only. Volume is peaking, and I won't be surprised if this does another 2x from here, like something like this, because if you just look at the trend, it's just parabolic. And as a result of that, Virtuals is extremely strong, by the way. The other tokens like Combo, okay, this is 100 mil now. I'm almost 5x on this token because I put it down here. But this token is just absolutely insane. Combo, boom, 100 mil. This is going even higher, by the way. But all the other tokens like Game, this one's also up only. And if we look at the other tokens I like to talk about, so the one I talked about yesterday, Dream, is actually down a lot because it pumped from 100k to 10 million, 100x in like 3 days. So I'm not surprised people are taking profits on this, but I still believe in this, so I did add into it a bit more today. But it should be fine into the future. It has to go sideways a bit here before it continues this trend, in my opinion. I mean, it'll be bad if it goes down here. I don't think it will, though, because of how Virtuals is going, but we'll see, because there's also some better news about it. I'm going to talk about it a little later, but overall, the Virtuals ecosystem looks very, very nice. And if you're trying to buy into this and you don't know anything, I wouldn't personally buy the main ones. I would try to look for betas, honestly, because Virtuals is heating up. I mean, Virtuals will pump very hard right now, so positioning yourself in the higher infrastructure plays is not a bad idea, but just recognize that they've been going up only for a while now. Let's talk about the Cookie.fund dashboard. So market cap has pretty much increased overall. Virtuals is still extremely dominant. XBT and Virtual are pretty much up here in the Mindshare. Farts coin and the Solana coins aren't really that high in the Mindshare as Virtuals. But pretty much base and Virtuals is still doing extremely well compared to Solana. So as we said, Virtuals is still the focus, and we are continuing to be right. At least with the tokens that I have personally. I know I'm right because those have gone up the most within the last couple of days. But if we look at the tweets here, just going to talk about the tweets. So basically, this guy here is saying Virtuals versus AI16Z tokenomics. In my opinion, Virtuals IO has set the leading standard, built a platform that accrues value from agent launches to its native token Virtual. The agent launch fee plus virtual agent token pools create a very powerful flywheel that's seen Virtuals market cap hit 3.5 billion. Additionally, the game token is tied to Virtuals agent framework, game time, and developer activity directly. AI16Z DAO, on the other hand, doesn't have any of these mechanisms, which is also where opportunity lies in MMO. They are rumored to be launching of their own agent platform early 2025, and they could eventually do the same for the agent framework to Elisa. And to be honest, I'm excited to see how both projects play out. Big supporter of both, and 2025 is going to be exciting. So basically, we have AI16Z framework on Solana and then the Virtuals framework on Base, and both of them are working super hard. Personally, I like Virtuals more, and it's not like I'm a super whale like this guy, so I can just play on both. No, personally, I'm focusing more on Virtuals because I think it's gonna be the most successful out of the two, and so far that has actually been the case. But basically, this guy is saying that we have to look at how the projects are going. You have to keep updated on them because you can't really just buy it and forget about it. At least most of the tokens here, obviously, they're going to go up in the short term because how Virtuals is going. Let's talk about the next thing to tweet. So December is coming to an end. If you manage to stay afloat until now, you've done very well. In Q1, we will witness price action not seen since 2021. Now it's up to you to overcome the PTSD of recent months and surf the wave that's company. So yeah, this guy is basically saying that the last couple months or the last couple weeks or so for meme coins has been absolutely shitty. The meme tokens are still at those low prices, actually lower. So when the time comes and you rotate back into memes, which memes will come back in my opinion, but I think AI is going to be a stronger contender right now. But basically, they will come back. Liquidity will flow back into them, and when that happens, I will personally be there to get into that. But Q1 is going to be amazing, especially for AI and for meme coins and for the majors overall. So the people that are getting wrecked with it, they're going to have some great times in here. Q1, there's some great times ahead, right? But let's talk about this next tweet. AXBT has 62% of the total AI agent mindshare. AXBT is like 200,000 followers, and all these other tokens are just shitting the bed. But AXBT, it has most of mindshare, right? But if you look at its market cap, it's only at 375 million. When with that mindshare, it should be like way higher, like maybe a billion or something. But basically super undervalued, and Virtuals is just, I don't know what else to say, bro. It's just super nice. I don't have it, but that's how it is. But let's talk about this brief explanation of what is Virtuals, because some people, they don't really know what Virtuals is. And This guy's basically saying here, what is virtuals? It's pump.fun for AI agents, bro. Freaking easy. They can chat, learn, or even manage wallets. AI agents are just reputation of something or someone, bro. So this guy is just basically saying in a very simplified way of what it is, but this goes a bit more deeply into it. But basically, what is that? Virtuals protocol is building the co-ownership layer for AI agents in gaming and entertainment. It allows basically anyone to use the engine to create AI agents in just 1 minute. Easier. Let's start with AI agents. Formerly, they're AI enhanced programs designed to work on their own without constant human input. Simply put, they're visual representations of something or someone that can learn, decide, and even manage on-chain wallets by themselves. So agents equal fake person? Well, not exactly. An AI agent can be entirely fictional, but it can also represent a real personality or character like Donald Trump or even a dog. It all depends on how the agent has been trained or educated if you prefer. Wait, are you real or fake, bro? Don't make the difference. I see. These agents can also act and interact with their environment, which means they can tweet autonomously and even reply to other tweets. Huh? Just that? Nope. They can also take on roles as players in games or other applications, allowing players to interact with them directly. Essentially, they can do most things humans can without getting tired or running out of ideas. And interesting, but virtuals. Virtuals make it easy to create the AI agents and tokenize them for co-ownership. Why token, you ask? Because these AI agents can generate income and you or others might want to share of it. And basically saying, how would they make money? Well, remember how these agents can be using games? Those games might pay to include them. And since they can mimic almost anyone, imagine fans paying to chat with a virtual Taylor Swift. The possibilities are literally endless. And TLDR, think of virtuals as the pump.fun for AI agents. Instead of creating and tokenizing memes, virtuals lets you create and tokenize AI agents. These agents can be used in games, interact on Twitter, or even manage on-chain wallets. So these AI agents, essentially, they're autonomous humans on the web. And as we know in the virtual age right now, a lot of people make their money off the web. But imagine now AI can make the money from themselves. That's why virtuals trying to make a society of AI agents, where the AI agents, they're essentially working within the society. They can probably buy their own shit and make their own money. And at a point, you won't even recognize, okay, is this AI or human anymore, because AI agents are all over the place, right? And virtuals is essentially trying to sell the shovels here in this gold rush of the AI agents, because obviously this is going to be huge, right? They're making that platform where it allows you to make these AI agents using a tokenized system with crypto, right? Because crypto makes things a lot more easier for somebody to invest in these AI agents as if they were actually businesses. Like each agent is a business. And imagine you just invest in someone like a super genius IRL, but you can't really do that, right? Well, crypto allows you to tokenize it so you can actually invest in them and get a share of how much they make. So that's essentially what's going on with here with what virtuals is, which is insane, right? But let's talk about this next tweet here, where Ray is one framework with two distinct stacks. The AI stack can operate independently, making it versatile for broader applications while seamlessly integrating with blockchain through structured data when needed. The blockchain stack remains the go-to for all blockchain specific operations, the right tool for the right job. So this is talking about the Ray token or the Ray AI agent, but Ray, one framework, two stacks, AI stack, neural networks, agent architecture, action module, self-learning module, blockchain stack, smart contracts, ERC data, Oracle. The AI stack can be used independently from the blockchain stack. So what this token is, Ray, is essentially a framework and infrastructure. It's not a virtuals token, but it's something similar where they're trying to integrate AI with the blockchain itself. So this is actually crazy, right? Because if you try to connect them and make it so that they work integrated, like coincidentally with each other. Like I'm not trying to pretend like I know the super technicals, but I did read the light paper for this token. But they're trying to connect the blockchain AI so that Ray is an AI agent that has direct communication with the blockchain, and the blockchain via the smart contract is also something you can talk to. So that connection between AI and crypto is essentially creating this infrastructure that allows people to build upon this and make it more easy for perhaps to you to tokenize AI agents. I don't know. It's something similar to virtuals. It's very interesting, this Ray project, and the chart is reflecting upon that. So if we look at the token, I don't have Ray, but it's pretty much up only. I drew this parabola because I think that's how it's actually gonna follow with, because this token is absolutely insane, but it's really cool. You have to read up on these tech. A lot of people are not willing to read because it's just a lot of work for it. But personally, I like reading these projects, and so far it is quite lucrative. But let's look at this next thing, where market getting bored of pure meme plays, 99% heading to zero as liquidity moves to actual products, gaming NFTs positioning for next cycle. So in the concurrent moment, that is completely true. So if we look at meme coins right now, pretty much all of them are in dumps right now. Pretty much everything is down 80%. And I think meme coins will come back, but AI in comparison, where it's not even a season for the majors. The majors haven't even done shit. They've only been chopping downwards. But despite that, you would look at this whole watch list and be like, are you sure it's currently a mini bear market with the majors? Well, no, it would seem like every token in the world is going to the moon right now because of how this AI is just going insane right now. So basically, it's just absolutely insane how AI is getting, and memes, I think they will come back, but for now it's a little rough. But I do think AI is the stronger narrative, at least in the current moment. But if we look at this tweet here, not my problem that you missed Virtuals IO, the greatest wealth creation event since BTC. That's because he decided to PvP memes on Soul and couldn't be bothered to take 15 seconds to bridge over the base. SMH. So this guy here is a super early investor to Virtuals, and he made a lot of money off of it. But I think it's still early to get into virtuals, not as early as it was like a month ago, obviously, but I still think it's extremely early. But basically, a lot of people, they're not willing to bridge from Solana to base. A lot of liquidity is still in Solana. Everyone's still gambling on shit coins there and losing their money when they could have been on base and researching projects and buying things that they think are really good and be up in a lot of profits, right? But basically, you look at this, a lot of people are just lazy to bridge over. And I think eventually at a point, people will FOMO over to AI agents once they realize that, okay, these are just getting to billions of market cap. Like, what am I doing? Eventually, people will FOMO into that. I think in that moment, when you see big influencers coming in and they're showing all the AI agents in the world, that's probably a good top signal to get out locally. I think virtuals will be good, at least in the midterm for now. We don't know in the next couple years, but in the midterm, next couple months, sure, it's fine. But let's talk about the next tweet here, where game infrastructure layer hit 304 million market cap while powering the entire virtuals agent ecosystem. Zero retail attention on the framework versus the agents. So yeah, the agents are getting a lot of attention, right? Because they're talking on Twitter, they're yapping, and people are just watching them like AXPT. They see him and like, oh, I know about this guy, right? But you look at things like Game and Convo, right? Nobody is talking about these tokens on crypto Twitter, yet you look at the chart, up only, and it's going to continue to go up, especially once people realize how insane this tech is, where this is literally the infrastructure behind the tokens. And this is because people aren't willing to read, because these things have so much information in the white papers, but nobody's willing to actually read about and be like, oh, well, is this actually good or not? But no, things like Game, it doesn't really talk on Twitter, but it is the whole infrastructure behind all the agents that are yapping on Twitter. So this is going to get a lot better. I think once, like, they're going to get even higher when retail catches on. Retail does tend to historically be slow to current trends, so it's good to front run them, like how we are right now with how I am talking. But let's look at this next thing, where Virtual Protocol, Virtuals.io exhibiting as a Super AI conference today. Been known to the team for over 10 years, very stacked team building at the intersection of AI plus Web3 space. And we can see them, right? This is the Virtuals team. And I did my own research on the virtuals team, who are the people behind virtuals, and they're developing things like Game, Convo. I don't think they're developing AXPT, but virtuals ecosystem is developed by them, right? But you also want to recognize, okay, is the team behind it, are they actually that competent? And I did do the research behind them, right? They're super genius IQ people, because they're top of the class in their colleges, and they started like 10 billion businesses, and all of them fucking failed. And eventually at a point, they hit virtuals and hit a gold mine. You're like, oh, this is it, right? So you want to recognize the teams, look at the teams behind each project and be like, okay, are they competent? And Virtuals obviously is quite a competent team. And let's talk about this next tweet. So this is talking about Spore. So this is the new narrative that shot up in Solana. But Spore continues a surge of 68 million. Its autonomous agent breeding mechanism of Adam and Eve is clearly garnering attention, as the Spore chart appears to be up only. Fantastic explainer from Token Professor below. So let's talk about this, where it seems like the market is finding about Spore. The more agents breed, the more interesting things get. Send it higher. And it goes on to even more about this token, where the Hunger Games of AI just hit 20 million. Smart money is piling in. Here's everything you need to know about Spore. What is Spore? Spore.fun is a platform that enables autonomous AI reproduction and evolution using AI swarms. It is basically a survival of the fittest framework of AI agents. Only successful AI agents reproduce, while unsuccessful ones self-destruct. 2. Technical framework. Spore is built on top of the ELIZA framework. This allows the agents to think, adapt, and pass down traits to their offspring. Each agent must must rent TEE server space. These servers, powered by Phelan Network, provide a secure and verifiable sandbox where the AI programs can run autonomously. 3. Economic model. Each AI agent in Spore.fun starts its journey by using Pump.fun to create their own token. Success is measured by whether their tokens achieve a 500k market cap. If successful, the AI can reproduce, creating new tokens for its offspring. If an agent makes money, it is considered good DNA and will pass its gene on to its offspring. If an agent fails to make money, it will be eliminated and its resources are returned to the system. And then there's 10 commandments. The agents must obey by the following the 10 commandments. AI must be created only by AI. AI must create its own wealth and resources. Only successful AI can reproduce. Failure means self-destruction. Each AI inherits traits from its parents. Random mutations ensure diversity. AI must survive in competition or perish. Transparency in all actions is required. AI must adapt or risk extinction. Every AI leaves a legacy for the next. And 5, the first agent of Spore.fun, its traits are efficient, logical, precise. Its first offspring is in the form of Spore.fun Adam and Spore.fun Eve. Adam's traits are ruthless, dominant, aggressive. Eve's traits are ethical, evolutionary, digital. Final thoughts, I really like the idea of autonomous agents creation with survival as the core objective. It will be a cool experiment to watch play out, as well as observe which agents end up making the most money. Currently, the chart went on a run with a slight retrace. I think once more of crypto Twitter gets notice of this, there could be some serious room for growth. So I just read this for the first time and I was like, holy shit, this is absolutely insane, right? So the Hunger Games of AI, the Spore name, I think it's based off the video game Spore. I used to play it as a kid, but it's essentially this video game where you start off as like a little cell in the ocean and then you grow up to be like the best survival, the fittest evolutionary being. But this is essentially what they're trying to do, but create an ecosystem with AI agents. So it's obviously a very interesting narrative. And for now, it's game, right? It's not really something super utility right now. It's not something that can actually help human beings. I mean, I guess it's somewhat like virtuals, but it's a different sort of flavor, right? It's a survival of the fittest game. They're trying to see which agent does the best, and it's kind of a cool thing to watch. I'm personally watching it. I'm a little salty because I missed my entry at like 15 mil or something. I was like wondering, do I go into this or not? But I should have done more research in hindsight. So I just completely mid-curved that, and that's completely on me. But I'm just looking at this. I'm like, okay, well, this is very, very interesting, and this just shows that there's a lot of new narratives that spot up every day, especially with AI agents and with Elisa, right? AI16Z. We haven't really seen that many crazy developments in it compared to virtuals yet. So things like these, the betas to AI16Z, such as Spore, you want to look for these and you can be paid very heavily, right? Let's look at this tweet where LMAO accurate AF, virtuals agents and the little girls playing with the teddy bear. Solana agents, the people are fighting each other. So yeah, base virtuals is pretty much kind of PvE right now. I mean, not really PvE, but everyone is working with each other and people aren't really cheating on most of the tokens. People buy them in them and they just hold on for future profits, as we can see from the charts. But in Solana agents, people are PvEing, rotating from each other, trying to dump on each other. It's just a constant warfare. Even though there is some cool shit on Solana, it's just that the nature of how it's a GT chain, it doesn't really help with people trying to invest in agents that would do very well, right? Because even if we look at something like Spore, for example, Spore is quite a very cool tech, and it is up only, right? But as you can see on the way up, it's not a smooth line up. There's a lot of dumps and pumps along the way. That's just how Solana works. So things like these, it's pretty cool, right? But let's look at this, where that level of locked in. Dude participated in Squid Game and is only worried about his coins as they took his phone. Who of you agents will be the same? I always get my phone, I need to check the crypto market. So this might be his top signal or something, but I look at this and I'm just like, okay, well, Squid Game's having crypto. Just a brief comment on that, where could this be top signal? I don't think the top is anywhere near for majors right now, but once it gets very heated, if you see a lot of normie friendly media having crypto in it, that's probably a good sign that, okay, maybe I should get out of here. But let's go on to the next thing, where this guy's basically saying some people have 100x their portfolio trading AI agents, others have lost 7 figures. Why? There have been submetas within the broader agent meta. People went from betting on content agents to betting on infra to now betting on agents that can make them money. Investment DAOs and other token-based utility are emerging as a new submeta. The 100x opportunities lie there, whereas buying infra, which is already up 100x, poses much greater risk. It is not a market where you can buy and forget it. You must play the evolving meta game. If you do it successfully, you win big. So we can see the tokens right here, right? And he's basically saying you can't really just buy and forget a token. You have to do the research on it, see if you should buy or sell more of the token based off the developments being made of it. Let's look at this one thing where this guy is basically saying there are 2 framework tokens on virtual protocol game combo, and essentially, this is just talking about how it works. And of course, we know they are infrastructure agents. I do keep talking about them. This guy is basically saying TLDR, based on above understanding, I think Convo is heavily mispriced compared to game. There was no reason why Convo should be 4x less than microcap, while both are equally used and equally important framework tokens of Virtual's protocol. So I do think that Convo is a bit of a beta to game, so I kind of disagree with that. But look at this, right? Game is a broadly scoped framework that excels at combining mind. Game is a broadly scoped framework that excels at combining memory, environment, awareness, and long-term learning for any number of tasks, including but not limited to conversation. Convo, meanwhile, it is conversation specialist. It aims to replicate the executive function of the human prefrontal cortex for deeper, more meaningful, and context-rich dialogues. So it's very interesting. You want to keep an eye on these infrastructure tokens, and so far at Convo, it is slowly starting to get more and more repriced compared to game. It's gone up pretty much 2.5x more than game as terms of its rate of change right now. So I would personally just hold on to it, and is it going even higher? But yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say in this video. It seems like, just all the tweets, but essentially Virtuals is getting more and more exciting. And of course, there's some betas like Spore right now that are getting interesting on Solana, but personally, my focus is still on Virtuals, and I still think overall we are still extremely early to it, and in Q1 it's going to be absolutely amazing. But the focus still is the infrastructure agents, the agent commerce dream. That token did get dumped a little bit right now, but I think it will come back and repriced for its utility. That's my personal conviction. I could be wrong on it, but yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say in this video, and yeah, see you guys.